Because she talked to you on the treadmill while you were staring at her butt in the yoga pants? They say that sunlight is the best disinfectant, and we have seen that firsthand here because the epic marriage implosion is finally here, and it does not disappoint, but people definitely get hurt along the way, so it is awful, but it really does show some of the garbage human beings that really claim they were ready for marriage. But we will get to all that. But first, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends if you want to support the channel, drop a super thanks. I definitely appreciate all the support. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much. We are not going to waste any time. Get right into it. We are going to run through this whole resort, this retreat they got going on, because it was intense, and it continues to be intense because they couldn't do it all in 1 week. So it's going to carry over into next week.
Draining, and I just need to need some happiness, some fun energy, and just
fun energy. Okay, what do you need fun energy for? So she got up and stormed away from the table and decided she needs some fun energy, still not admitting that there might be something up here, but her problems and all that.
I feel like it's not my but I was overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed from what?
It's not fun. It's not anything that anybody wants to be dealing with.
I find it funny that she was overwhelmed when they started talking about how David was the one cheating, and of course he was trying to divert all that, but as soon as they got to that, she was overwhelmed and decided to walk away. Too much for her. Never mind all the other stuff. Never mind Akechi coming and dropping fake divorce papers in front of MM. No, that was okay. That wasn't overwhelming. But when it came to David, you were overwhelmed. Interesting.
That I didn't try, and I'm crazy, and I'm blowing this out of proportion is what I'm getting everyone thinks.
Well, okay, and I see how it came off that way for her, but listen, she wasn't blowing it out of proportion for sure. I don't really feel bad for her for not trying, because two things can be true. David is showing up to be a piece of trash human being who did worse things potentially in this relationship, but she also was wrong in the beginning for not giving it a try on some of the stuff she did. However, she doesn't appear to have stepped out on the relationship, so for that, he's got one up on you on the bad human being card.
You're gonna bring it up, but you really don't care. If you cared, and then I'd be like, I up to the
would you? Would you?
To that point. But what I did, I just wanted some tender love and care, bro.
This is what he did the whole time. He's trying to push it off and try to make it seem like it was all her, that he just wanted some love, and that's why he's caught with this whole sexting scandal, this whole text message thing that he continues to lie about. It's her fault. He's diverting here. Hate to break it to you, David. You've lost any semblance of reality in this whole situation, and no one is going to actually trust you because you're showing that you can't take accountability even when you're wrong.
Worried about nothing like that, not even have to be
she's had some realizations
involved in conversations like that. So
she's talking about everything going on around them, how they can really appreciate the relationship they have, and all that stuff she was talking about with their past, and they don't have the same upbringing, and that's going to be a big problem. Starting to not look so bad. It was ridiculous when she did it in the beginning, but she's starting to realize that at least as of right now, unless something crazy changes, they kind of got something good going on, and she can actually take solace in the fact that she actually has a decent guy, or so it appears.
I also want to apologize as well for kind of deflecting that situation and throwing everything on you
okay.
I haven't gotten.
That's great. That's great. You're apologizing for real. Good job, David.
Those were things that I had built up. I was trying.
And the blame game again, where I had all this stuff built up. It was all you. You're the one that made me send a sexting text message. You're the one that made me do what I did. It's you. Take accountability. Like I said, two things can be true. She did some wrong things. She was treating you wrong. But you lost any credibility, because right now you're the one that actually stepped out on the marriage, and regardless of how she treated you, it's still a marriage. You decide to leave or stay. You could have left. You could have said, it's not working out, I'm going to leave. But you did not, so I don't feel bad for you anymore.
And that's why I'm apologizing for that.
But do you think what you did is my fault? Is what I asked.
Point blank.
I think I wasn't getting what I needed.
What?
So you do think it's my fault?
What? So he can't even say it's not your fault. I messed up. One thing you learn when you're an actual adult, which David is not, is that taking accountability is a part of it. Everyone makes mistakes. No one is right all the time. But he can't even say, I messed up. It's not your fault. Just leave it at that. You messed up big. Leave it at that. Doesn't matter what she did in the beginning. You made the decision to step out.
It's either you are going to or
You
you're
can't
not.
expect me to move forward if I don't have resolution.
Exactly. And this is the problem. You can't just keep, you need to take it. Basically, he's saying you need to take what I'm saying and believe when he hasn't really given any answers. Everything he said has been a lie. Everything. The person who is the worst at reading someone's body language, reading the room, just a regular person that is awful at reading signals, could tell that something's up with this fool. He's awful. That is the face of someone who's got something to hide for sure.
It's crunch time.
I'm kind of in a Switzerland
What?
zone right now of just kind of
Just
like
claiming
I'm
neutrality?
really just enjoying the like good times that we are having right now and trying to
Again, he's asking serious questions and she's not wanting to answer said serious questions. She's wanting to divert and say, I'm just having fun right now. You have every opportunity, and we see more about how he really feels and when things click. But as of right now, she's definitely showing signs of not in this relationship at all. And yet instead of saying there's no reason for us to go to decision day, she continues to drag it along and make it seem like, but we're having fun though. Like, this is manipulative behavior. This is trying to make yourself feel better instead of the negativity that would come with you having to say something to someone like, oh, I don't know, time to end our marriage. I'm trying to do the right thing because I'm not feeling it. And now to take a break from your epic marriage implosion to show Juan missed the worst ghost opportunity I have ever seen in my life. Epic on so many levels.
Go ahead and take all that stuff off. All right, now you're gonna pat this down.
He could have really gotten that. Look,
No, pat it
they
like
are
that.
doing
Really.
pottery.
Yeah, there you
He said, let me show you, and he didn't even try the ghost opportunity. Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore, come on. You could have had the ghost thing there, right? Good, got behind her, we just play the, what is it, Unchained Melody in the background? Then you got it, Juan. Come on, man. Come on, just a little bit. It would have been, you could have done it as a joke.
go. No, not like this. Like that.
Oh, Juan's like, no, let me show you. I'm going to beat it up for you. Look, I like Juan more and more every day. I think he's actually pretty genuine, and I thought I was going to really dislike that guy. Same with Carla. I don't think they're working out, but I like him more and more every day, I got to say.
Yeah, you
yeah.
show love by like
Making people laugh.
making people laugh.
So this
I
is
try.
kind of a breakthrough in their relationship because the whole thing was he jokes too much for her, but then she had the realization, but that's how he shows he cares, and people show different things different ways. For her, she's like, physical, touching and things like that. For him, he likes to make people laugh. Different. Everyone's different, but hey, it's a breakthrough because they had this realization of how they show they care.
Tensions are high.
Oh yeah, Heidi's nice. Hide the nice.
Tensions are high and they're laughing. If you don't see this interaction and don't think, something's going on there, then you're just in la la land. Look at them laughing, joking, saying tensions are high, but still laughing and joking with each other. Yeah, these two are just out in the open, showing everyone what it is. Because if you watch them in any interaction, they're constantly looking at each other, constantly smiling, constantly laughing. Anyone could see this. Now, unfortunately for Alan, as we'll see, he's a little blind to it.
Yeah. Thank you.
He took her out actually trying to see how she's doing. Alan showing that he's a genuine guy, and he's probably one of the better guys on the show. Unfortunately, it's just not working out with Madison at this point.
I did grow like a little bond. Like I did grow like feelings for her. I did grow like if I lost her,
Awful.
Yeah.
it would be something.
Yeah.
That is heartbreaking, and she is just stringing this along knowing that she is doing crazy stuff behind the scenes, but instead of coming out and being, an adult about it, both of them, they decide to sneak around like they're in high school, hurting everyone in the process. Now, is Michelle going to be really that hurt? Probably not, because she wasn't really super into it to begin with. But Alan was really trying. He was really trying. So he is actually going to feel some kind of betrayal and hurt from this.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No. Like I thought we were having a blast.
Okay.
Asking
I
her about the
wouldn't-
night at the
I
club.
wouldn't dwell on the details.
Yeah.
Or
It's so hard to do that, but I
is.
also know that.
She is really trying to find out what happened that night at the club, that Carla was there, David was there, Alan was there, but Alan did leave early, and so that was the interesting thing. What happened in that time? He says he didn't see anything, and that's very possible, but the worst part about that is, because if we're going down this road that David tried to send Madison this text message, then he was trying to do it potentially right in front of Alan, because whenever it happened, Alan could have still been there, but regardless, you were hanging out with the guy, and yet you're still doing all this grimy crap.
To get caught cheating.
Who's the most likely to get caught cheating? Interesting question.
Caught cheating.
Oh, why would you ask that?
Uh-huh.
Turn it.
Because why? Notice?
Who's starting?
Notice something interesting here? Look at the diversion.
Oh.
Madison immediately goes to drinking, trying to divert from having to answer that question, also probably trying to calm her nerves, because she quite possibly already knows the writing's on the wall, but I gotta remain calm. She's trying to kind of feel him out a little bit, but she doesn't, because she doesn't have any hard evidence. She's hesitant to really tell Alan what she's suspecting about Madison and David, but she wants to so bad, but he's starting to come around himself.
I mean, I didn't see him talking to anybody. Like, there was
Around the club.
nobody to, like, it was just our little circle.
Yeah, that's it. So the first things first is he's wondering why she's asking these questions anyway. You can see the look on his face. He doesn't really say anything right there, but he's starting to wonder why. And then he's starting to say, but no one was there, no one talking to someone. That's the first click. He wasn't talking to anyone. So who else was there? Well, it was Madison. The only other girl was Carla, and I don't think he had those suspicions with Carla ever because David and Madison are the ones working out in the gym together.
Place.
And then he went there with them. That's what they told me.
Now he's talking about when he left and they went to another bar.
Oh, I don't know.
So it's like little by little. It's like, oh, like it's like in there. He's taking it in, but he's like, no, I don't think, and then making him think.
Yeah. Okay.
See, look at those looks he's making on his face. The look he is in deep thought with this one. Look at that. Look, he is really thinking about this. She's planted the seed. And as manipulative as I really believe that Michelle probably can be, this was not a manipulation tactic. She was just trying to really come to the truth because just so many lies, so many suspicions, such bad liars anyway. And now she's like, the only other person is Alan. Did he see something?
Yeah. That I'm going to have to process.
Yeah.
See, after hearing all this and starting to come to some terms with some things, he's got to process.
I want you to process though and like think about it.
Yeah. It's like think really hard about it because I think you might come to terms with something that you don't want to, but you need to because it's just drawing out and there's nothing there.
Telling her like how much I care, like there's like a little hole engraved in my heart.
He said all that.
She has.
And he said the point that, the whole thing with, he really feels like he could see himself basically loving her and, having this place and everything, and he's in it for the long haul. All of these things. No point did she think maybe it's time to end it and not just drag this out.
The possibility of that? It's disgusting.
Yes, absolutely. So at that point, it is that point that he was like, I think he really thought this might be a thing. Because remember, you got to remember that they are both coming in at all hours of the night. 3 a.m. several nights, and then Madison's the one sneaking in. She's tiptoeing in, trying to get out. They never showed David coming in late at night. So I don't know, but he was out late at night. But I know that Michelle thought he was working most of the time, and she was in bed. So she really didn't pay attention to it. So there are definitely some inconsistencies and some issues there with what they were actually doing.
Was that message for you?
Pay attention to the response. She asked her point blank, was it for you?
I don't think so. It should
I don't think so.
not have been.
It should not have been. So the follow-up question is important.
You don't think so, or you know it's not?
Exactly.
No, it shouldn't have been for me.
Again, it shouldn't. She said it shouldn't have been multiple times. If it's not for you, no, absolutely not. Why on earth would that be for me? What are you even talking about? I would never do that. Like adamant, no, I don't think so. It shouldn't have been. So even if she was telling the truth about not knowing if that message was coming to her, that was showing that she actually had some sort of flame for David because she wanted it to be. It shouldn't have been, which means, but I kind of wanted it to be. But in reality, I think she's just outright lying right now. She's outright lying. She knows exactly that message was for her. And Michelle's finally getting to the bottom of it with her investigative instincts she's got going on. And quite frankly, you don't really have to have any for this one because they were really blatant. They weren't even trying to hide it. Like, if we're being real.
talking earlier in the day.
Oh.
And then
Word
we
salad?
all met up with Carla.
Word salad?
And
Word
then
salad?
Alan and
Word
David were
salad?
together for most of the time until like the very end of the night.
Oh, okay, you mean until Alan left, and then what? But that doesn't even matter. She's asking you about the text message, and you word salad your way through what you did that whole day, which is just to kind of divert from the whole purpose of, yeah, you might as well just say it was you, but instead you're like, no, I did this earlier, I did this, and by the way, I went to get a coffee over here, and then I grabbed a meal over here, and I met my friend, and I said hi, and Michelle's like, what? Because it sounds dumb.
So
Do you have his number? Like, do you have his phone number? Okay.
yeah.
Oh, of course I do.
Because you guys like work out together, right?
Yeah. Like I've seen him and Juan in the
But see, you have his number. Yes, I've seen it, you work out together, right? Yes, I've seen him and Juan. You see her continuing to try to divert. Well, the next question, a good one that should be posed, and my wife posed this one that I didn't even think about. Why don't you have? Do you have Juan's number? How about that? No, because for one, she's not thinking about that. Maybe she has Juan's number, but she's definitely not going to have the same activity that David does. And she only said Juan to divert. That's how she feels inside right now. That face right there.
feels really suspicious.
Oh, I wonder why,
The
Michelle.
response should have been like, "Oh my God, no."
Yes.
Michelle, no.
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
I don't think that was for me. Like,
No, it was a ridiculous response. Michelle is absolutely correct on this. It was a ridiculous response, and it just shows your guilt.
so I've talked to Madison.
Okay.
And I want to hear your side of the story.
Yeah.
Was that message meant for her?
You see what she did there? This is strategic. This is her trying to get him to admit. She said, first, I talked to Madison. Now, I want to get your side of the story. Was that text message for her? Trying to insinuate that Madison said something to her to see if he'll fess up. Now, I fully believe that Madison probably went straight to him and warned him and said she didn't say anything because his response.
Meant for her.
No.
No hesitation. So my thought is that Madison went straight to him, but interesting tactic going ahead and trying to get the admission. Yeah, all right, Michelle, you can be a little manipulative there. I'll give you that.
No. But you were like, it shouldn't have been. Like, well, no, it shouldn't have been. I mean, I can't help how I reacted. Like, I'm not going to...
No explanation. So the interesting thing about this one is she came back. She came back and said, hey, I just wanted to follow up. This is for her trying to find out what Michelle knows. So she comes back and, hey, then she says, hey, your reaction was weird. It gave me more questions. I can't help my reaction in that moment. Yeah, that's kind of the point, is it was subconscious. It wasn't anything that you really could help, which makes you think it's more of a cover-up of something you're hiding. Then she proceeds to go get her phone. Now, when they were talking earlier, she offered up her phone. So at this point, when she finally does go get her phone, she had the opportunity to delete anything that was in there. So interesting there. There's really no reason for her to get it. We know that she cleared out whatever she had, but she didn't anticipate one thing.
Oh, he was
Michelle was on top of it. She saw something.
first.
He was first.
He was the first one right there, recents.
Recents and nothing. Nothing in there.
There's nothing.
And then look at her scroll
Nothing
through.
there.
Now watch her scroll through her messages here. All these messages. She is scrolling through 20, 30, 40, I don't know, messages, and there's nothing from David. But yet he was your most recent in there, showing that some sort of contact happened, but there's no messages, which says to me that you don't typically delete your text messages. You had contact with him recently, so you were probably texting him, and you deleted them for a reason. What's the reason, Madison? Seems a little suspicious there. Obviously, she cleared out her phone.
Okay,
But what do you want me to say?
Huh?
We're going to agree to disagree here. I don't know what you want me to say.
Because you don't believe
She's like, I want you to say you believe me, even though I give you no reason to believe me.
me. I don't.
At least she finally said the quiet part out loud, because she hadn't actually said to Madison yet, I don't believe you. So this is where I don't believe you, because it sounds like BS. It sounds like two 5-year-olds trying to lie their way out of stealing a cookie from the cookie jar. That's what it sounds like right here. And they are grown adults with absolutely no plan, with absolutely no priorities in mind, with absolutely no regard for the people in their lives, their significant others, their husband, their wife. So yes, they're perpetual children. The producer into the rescue.
Is there any truth to that?
All right. Huh? Big pause.
I don't know.
I don't know. Is there any truth to that? And she says, I don't know? Well, that's your answer right there. She's not outright saying yes, but she's not saying no. Clearly, she's admitting to the text message or whatever. And then, of course, later she tries to cover it up, like make it seem like she didn't know about it. Clearly, she knows that text message was meant for her. Clearly, she knows that they have something going on. How deep it goes, that is the question. And how badly it's going to hurt the ones in their marriages. So I don't think it's really going to hurt Michelle that much. Alan's the one that's going to be hurt. And you know what? Madison messed up because she's bouncing to David, who has shown that he is nothing but a manipulative liar, a perpetual man-child that doesn't even care about people. All for someone that keeps saying that he's a good guy. Yeah, good luck with that, Madison.
You asked the
I hope
question.
they answered us something.
Like, you asked the question, they answered.
Yes.
Well, I truly believe, like, what happens in the dark comes to light.
Yes, and see, that is why sunlight is the best disinfectant. So good for you, Carla. Got some good insight there. You know, I don't know about all your sage and crystals and all that, but you got some insight. I'll give you that one. So Madison decides she's going to get David for a conversation. Now, I don't buy that they haven't had a conversation yet. I think she was talking to him the whole day, warning him about what was going on and that Michelle was asking questions and all that. But she pulls him out of a sleep to have a conversation. You cannot get more disrespectful than these two clowns.
I feel like you and I have had, like, you and I were instantly, like, we had just chemistry from...
Good God.
Yeah, we were gym buddies, you know? We initially...
Oh, you were gym
got along
buddies.
at the honeymoon.
Got along with everybody.
Got along at the honeymoon. So we initially got along at the honeymoon. What she's not saying there is, I had my eye on you starting at the honeymoon. What? This sloppy fool? Like, damn, I thought he was a good person in the beginning too, but damn, I mean, what you had criticisms for Alan for his clothes and everything, but yet David's okay? Like, you were two-timing.
And I do like you. Probably more
I like you. Pass him a note. Do you like me too? Check yes or no.
than I should.
Oh, okay. So you're both hurting the people that you're married to. This is the most disrespectful thing I think I've seen on the show. Two people who are clearly doing more than they're trying to make it seem like we just told each other we like each other. Now, if you think that's true after y'all work out in the gym all the time together and, you know, oh, but you're just friends. Yeah, give me a break. You're not fooling anyone. You've done more than that. You've probably already been intimate, and yet you're going to act like, but I like you though. I mean, of course, you know, his ego probably needs to hear that because he's turned out to be basically an egotistical maniac who's parading himself around as a nice guy. And he keeps, you know how I know that I was wrong about him in the beginning and that he really is an egotistical maniac? Because he keeps telling people that he's a good guy over and over and over.
I felt that connection with you.
Oh, I felt it, yeah.
I appreciate you.
Oh, I appreciate you.
You were the only one that was actually giving me attention.
Oh, no. You know what happened? Y'all started working out together. You know what attention you got? Yeah, she giggled a little bit with you and she was wearing yoga pants. That's it. You were just, you're surface level. You're going to cheat on her too, just like you did your wife. So nothing's going to change. If she thinks she's got a good one with you, then, you know, go ahead, get your intimacy out of the way and get it out of your system because he's going to bounce right back to Tinder. And she's going to be like, what happened? Shocked? No one should be. Everyone should be like, I mean, what'd you think was going to happen, Madison?
I don't know. I want to be able to, like, help.
Breathe.
Yeah. For real.
I just want to be able to
breathing
breathe.
right now.
Oh, it's out in the open. I don't want to deal with this. You know, I just want to be able to breathe. Oh, me. I just want to feel better. I want to get the stress off my plate. You know what happens when you get the stress off your plate? You're going to put it right on Alan's plate because Michelle's not going to be that affected by it. She's just going to be like, I knew you lied to me. And you know, I'm sure she's going to be a little hurt, but she's going to get over it pretty quick. She's never super invested in the marriage anyway. Alan was trying. He's the one that's going to be hurt. And she is laughing here about getting this off her plate. She's having a joke about it. What does she think this is? She's messing with people's lives here.
I'm real with you.
Oh, I'm going to be real with you, you know, for the first time ever because I'm not real with anyone else.
I can see you be my ride or die.
Good God. Could he be more cliche? Like, you could be my ride or die until the next girl with yoga pants walks in front of me and gives me a little bit of attention, then she could be my ride or die. He is so full of crap. I mean, I gotta say, he's one of the worst ones I think we've seen. And I'll tell you why. It has nothing to do with him living in his parents' basement. It has everything to do with him parading around as the nice guy. At least some of these, you know, these clowns in the past have shown who they are. Akechi, he showed who he was pretty quick. As much as he's a horrible human being, he's not really a wolf in sheep's clothing. He's just a wolf, you know, parading around. He may think he's like decent, but he's showing it pretty intensely. David, he's trying really hard to convince you that he is that good guy while he's stabbing you in the back. So David decides to pull Alan aside. Why it's not Madison, his wife, doing this, because she's a coward. I mean, David's a coward too, because, he was sitting there playing cornhole earlier with Alan, knowing all this was going on, but now he's going to fess up because, oh, we like each other, so now we got to come clean so we can have a happily ever after for about a week until David cheats on her.
Me and Madison have a connection.
Oh, we have a connection. You're telling this to her husband.
And her don't have, and I don't have on my wife.
Oh, I'm sorry, that makes it okay. So he justifies it by saying, oh, you don't have that connection. Alan should be like, I don't want to hear that crap. What are you talking about? You don't know anything? Because she talked to you on the treadmill while you were staring at her butt in the yoga pants? Yeah, give me a break with that crap. And then him trying to push it off by saying, and me and my wife don't have. I'm like, yeah, you know what? And you had the high ground with her because she wasn't really giving you a shot until you did all this crap, lied about it, and then you took someone else's wife who was actually trying. You are a piece of garbage.
There's nothing been physical.
You think that makes it feel better?
We just vibe, Alan.
We just vibe, Alan. Ain't nothing physical. For one, I don't believe you. For two, you think that makes it better, basically saying, oh, by the way, your marriage is ending. The other guy is telling you. If your significant other was cheating on you and then the other person came and sat you down and said, hey, just so you know, it's working out better for us, so sorry it's ending. Would that be worse? I'm pretty sure that would be worse.
Number one, I saw you as a friend.
Yeah.
I still see you as a friend, baby. You. Okay.
You got the audacity of David talking about, I saw you as a friend. Alan's being honest. Look, I thought you were my friend. And then David says, I still see you as a friend. Good for him for saying F off, basically. Are you serious right now? After all doing this, you think we're going to be buddies? Like, what kind of crack are you smoking?
You didn't do that. She bullshit me.
Yes.
She played me.
She did not, bro.
No.
Yes.
Her and you.
Nice. You tell him, Alan, because how is David going to sit there and defend her like he is her husband when they just supposedly just came to terms with the fact that, oh, we're going to break up our marriages? When he says she played me, she absolutely did, because this has been going on for a while. She said she felt it since the honeymoon. So probably that first day they started working out in the gym, they started doing stuff that you should not be doing in a marriage, whether it's texting back and forth, whether it's flirting, whether it's full-blown intimacy, whatever. You're lying right now. So Alan's reaction is completely justified, and him trying to defend her is crazy.
You see something going on with Madison where you can actually find that as your...
Yes, I'll be 100 with you.
I'm going to be 100 with you, even though I've never been 100 in my whole life, or at least through this whole show, but I'm going to be 100 with you right now. David, you don't know what the hell you want in life. Clearly, you're misguided. Clearly, you don't have a clue how to be an adult. And you know what? Like I said, I was wrong about you because you play it off really well in the beginning, but you got a little bit of temptation and you stepped out. You couldn't be loyal to save your life, to a friend, to your girlfriend, to your wife, nothing. Prioritize. You need to do some soul searching for real.
Come here.
I mean, look, he is hurting.
Come here.
He is hurting. I mean, MM's trying to give him a little bit to help him out, make him, try to make him calm down a little bit, but he is hurting. Like, he really thought, he was really trying to make it work. I mean, he said he wasn't necessarily in love with her and all that kind of stuff, but he really felt like it could be there and he was working on it.
I do have a spot in my heart for him.
Yeah. That's what he said.
It shouldn't have to go this long.
Exactly. He talks about how he told her over and over and over again, if you're not feeling it, tell me. Just tell me. Like, no hard feelings, just tell me. Otherwise, I'm riding with you and we're going to work this thing out. She couldn't do that because she's selfish.
I mean, are you kidding me?
Okay.
I ain't stupid.
Good for you.
Good for you.
I ain't stupid.
They're telling him not to drive. And you know what? He's like, I ain't going to drive. I ain't stupid. Maybe he really wasn't that drunk, or he only had a beer or something and she overblew it that time when he was supposedly drunk driving. Look, we'll never know, but all I know is he made the right decision here. So it does make you question, did she overblow some things too? Ah, yes.
You were right.
There you go. So he's trying not to say a whole lot here because he's still really mad, basically really upset. And so, but he did tell her, you're right, by the way, just so you know, but I'm not going to say a whole lot right now. So, good for him for really trying to be the adult in all of this, but also, letting Michelle know that by the way, your hunch was correct.
I make you look crazy.
He absolutely did.
Kept saying, it's true.
And look, she was wrong. She still had plenty of stuff she did wrong. The problem is he took the focus completely off of her and showed what really kind of person he is. And so, yeah, he was trying to make her look crazy by constantly blaming her, but in reality, he's the one that came off looking bad.
It's honest. Take my word for it. I'm an honest guy. I'm a great guy. You still
Yeah.
think that?
I still think I'm a great guy because I know I am.
See, that is what I'm talking about. That's what makes him one of the worst people we've ever seen on the show. I still think I'm a great guy because I know I am. So you're a great guy because you say you are. No matter what you do, you can't even say. I mean, listen, men, a good man knows he has flaws. A good man can own up to his flaws. A good man can admit when he's wrong. He can't do any of that. Do you really think that any man, myself, whoever else, is right all the time? No. Yes, there are egos involved, sure, but it's really being able to admit when you're wrong and, be there to protect and, be loyal and all these things that I don't think he has any of that, for one. And for two, he's shown that he is not prepared for a damn thing. He certainly cannot own up to anything he's done wrong. How is he going to be in a marriage?
He's literal trash.
Yes.
To not have any regard for myself or
Yes.
your good friend,
No,
Alan.
he has no regard at all. Like, he doesn't care. He feels good. He's like, oh, I can put this in the open now, so me and Madison can live happily ever after for the next 7 days until I find the next best thing on the dating app. That's his process. And Madison's going to be like, what happened? She's going to be shocked. Except everyone else can be like, really? You're surprised?
Are you gonna just come in guns a-blazing, or you want to have a
I'm a
conversation?
little pissed.
Yeah,
Okay,
rightfully
well,
so.
You want to have a conversation?
Let's go.
Let's have it. Let's do it. Look, the showdown, the OK Corral. And that's what we're at for next week. It's going to be, like I said, they roll it into the next week, and it's going to be insane because now we're talking about, now the experts are getting, the experts. Now, what are the experts going to have to say about this? It looks like they might call them out on some of their stuff, specifically David. But the question is, why are you even still at this point of matching these people who are garbage? You should be doing better at this point. The reality is you have another failed season. You might come out with one couple that actually says, hey, we're going to stick together. And what are you going to do then? Revamp? I mean, some of it, the drama, it's a matter of TV. It brings in the ratings. I get that. But at some point, you got to change something up to make some of these couples last, or you're not even living up to the name, which is pretty much every season you're not living up to the name. So we will see if they make some changes, bring in some different experts. I'm available. Bring me in. I'll call myself an expert just like y'all do and see if we can make some picks. That would be entertaining, I think. But, at the same time, they aren't going to bring someone without a license. So there's that. But thank you for joining me. I appreciate all the support. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. If you do want to support the channel, drop a super thanks. Y'all are awesome, and I will see y'all next time.